Hey, you guys. My name is Pauline Gray. I'm a licensed family therapist here in California, and I know that my sister Sherry has been sending you guys some videos of what I've been doing over here, just helping kind of bridge those in the church with some tools that we know just in the mental health world. And I know that all of you who are in the support group have gone through a loss that is incredibly close and personal to you. And that is why you're in this group. And I was asked by your team to just maybe send something over to encourage you guys in the middle of all this. And I thought, oh, how do I do that as, that I didn't experience the loss like you have. I'm the auntie. I'm the auntie that lost her nephew, my sister's youngest son, a year ago, July. And I feel like my grief has been a secondary grief. I've missed my nephew, but I feel like my main pain has been to see my sister walk through such deep pain and sorrow. And so I thought, what am I gonna give to you guys today that you as a support group are already giving to each other? And I thought, I feel like I first need to just let you know that what we know in the mental health world and in the trauma world is that those who've gone through trauma and loss, grieving and sorrow, will experience this shelter in place, this COVID virus, in a much different way than just your average person who's not experienced that kind of loss. So whether your loss happened yesterday, it happened a couple of months ago, or it happened years ago, right now, as you shelter in place or as you watch the world around you, that's a community trauma that you might be having physical reactions that are hitting you harder than you thought maybe it would. So you might feel more sick to your stomach, you might have more headaches, you might be more anxious, you might be losing sleep, you might be having more dreams at night, you might be more irritable, and you might be more sad because you have a loss that you're also grieving and going through at the same time as we as a community and as a nation and as a world are going through. So I thought, as I was reading through Acts, a verse came out to me in Acts 23, verse 11, that I just wanted to share with you guys today. I'll set the stage a little bit. Paul is in the middle of this Jewish town, and he is in the kind of testifying in the middle of this town about his hope in who Jesus is, this Jesus who had just died and was resurrected. And Paul is explaining, he's telling his story. But unfortunately, the Jews at that time didn't believe that Jesus was the Messiah, and they were saying that there's a Messiah still to come, and Jesus was not it. And so they were really angry with Paul, and that anger landed him into jail. And so this verse comes at a time where Paul is sitting in custody. He's sitting in a jail, and he doesn't know what his future holds for him. And so it says this: the following night, the Lord stood near to Paul and said, "Take courage." And I thought, holy smokes, the Lord came to Paul in the middle of his pain and his sorrow. And I instantly had a reaction to that for you guys. I instantly thought of my sister and thought the many times that we would talk on the phone or she would text and say, "Oh, Paul, I was so broken last night, but I felt the Lord with me. I felt him almost over me in a way like cloaking me with his comfort." And I thought, this is a verse that puts into words and into print what you experience. And I found great comfort in that for myself, for my sister. And so I looked a little deeper, and I looked in a commentary, and it said it literally is like the Lord stood very near to him, almost as if to the side of him, like where he was sleeping or where he would have been praying. And so for Paul and his burden, he didn't know what the next day was going to hold. At the end of the verse, it says, take courage because you're going to be out and you're going to need to go testify again, and you're going to have more pain. You're going to have more sorrow going out into that. For you guys, your burden likely, that prison or that barrack that you have in your grief and sorrow is likely not going to end. You are going to carry that with you every day. There's no quick jump through it. There's no quick end to it. You will carry it. But the hope is that with time, you will carry it a little bit easier. I don't even know if easier is the word, but you will carry it just a little bit different. And what I want you guys to take away from this, no matter what you believe, that there is a God and that there is a Lord that will draw near to you in the middle of that pain, in the middle of that sorrow. And he will say, I'm going to give you courage. I'm going to give you courage to get up and to face that pain